Welcome to my home. If you're new here, my name is Karen, and it's a Monday. It's 11 o'clock in the morning, just getting started. Got my shower done, shower dressed. I did empty the dishwasher this morning, so I guess I did do one chore. I've just been kind of relaxing and taking it slow, trying to learn to live slow and gentle. But then Leo's over there whining. Then there's like all these things I want to get done rolling through my head, and I want them all done. But lately, experience is showing me that I have to peck away. So what I decided to do was to make a brain dump. And I have my to-joy list, which is like, if I get this done, it would bring me so much joy, instead of a to-do list, which feels very like a boss, I have my to-da list, which is the list of what I got done that day. And it helps me if I didn't get through my whole to-joy list, which I don't. So this list, I have a new name for this list. This is, and I even said, my quote, "It doesn't have to happen today" list. Huh? What do you think of that one? So it's clean my husband's office, including the door and the window, and label the drawers. I'll show you. Clean my own office, including the doors, because I have 2 glass sliders and 1 door that's mostly window. Clean the outside of the house and clean out the side of the house and cover the generator where we keep trash and stuff, and where I put in the new garden. I wanted to continue all the way to this white fence. That's not happening today because it's humid out, and the humidity is breaking today, and the next 3 days are supposed to be nice. So it's going to happen this week. I need to shampoo the carpets, also not happening today because it's going to be humid and I want them to dry nice. Weed whack the backyard, especially in the purple garden. Organize the refrigerator and the pantry and make a meal plan. Continue in the basement, listing what needs to be done. I want to do it doesn't have to happen today in the basement list, because I don't spend a ton of time down there. I'm always scratching my head like, what should I do down there? Then I thought, okay, I'm not just going to brain dump chores, because I've been wanting to really make sure I'm taking time out to do fun things. You can get into, and this is how I got my house clean actually, getting into watching cleaning videos and decluttering videos, and those videos are great. But they're motivating us, which is great, and I've done it too, to work. Well, when are you going to enjoy life? And I'm not saying that they're saying don't enjoy life. Of course they are. And if you listen carefully, it's all great. And I love them, and I've copied them, and I'm proud of my work. But I'm trying to kind of I just want to make sure I'm not dissing anybody. I'm trying to step back and go, okay, let's intentionally plan things I love during the day, so that even if part of my "it doesn't have to happen today" list doesn't get done, I am also taking time, so I have a list of ideas. Take myself to the movies. I don't know when that's going to happen. I really want it to. I need to write down my kids' work schedule so I can kind of plan my life. I want to have coffee with friends, go out, have coffee, chat. Pinecone flower vase scene. I have a new idea of what I want to do with pine cones. And some of you said with my wreath, you're like, oh, I would buy that. I didn't take that as, please let me buy your wreath. But if you ever did want to order a wreath from me, go ahead and email me, thismainermom@gmail.com. Am I trying to sell wreaths? No. But I would consider it if somebody wanted to buy it, and we could come up with a mutually friendly price that you can afford, and I feel like I could put in the work at that price, and I'd be happy to. So if that makes sense. I also have the idea to do a pine cone Christmas wreath. So the same flowers, but white. And I'm just trying to decide, do I want gray in the middle to be like silver, or do I want gold in the middle? And then I'm going to spray it with glitter, some kind of glitter spray. So I have that. I want to do it now so that it's already at Christmas time. And I want to start gathering supplies to start knitting. I used to knit dishcloths all the time. I would do it at night, and I am struggling again at night. I just don't want to be like zoning out in front of the TV, because at 4 o'clock in the evening, I'm ready to I want to make dinner, want to get it over with, honestly. And I just want to lay down and zone out in front of the TV. Not that that's a bad thing, but I would prefer you know, to have something in my hands. I'm just tired, you know, after 4 o'clock. So gather supplies to knit dishcloths. I could have a little basket. Oh, and then I had with shampoo carpets. I should put that with. I wrote it on the side because I thought of it after I'd made my list. Clean the other floors with like my steam cleaner. So what I'm going to start with on this list, and it's probably going to be what is this video, is going to be cleaning my husband's office because he's in the office today. So he's not in there. Perfect timing. I want to label the drawers. I had thought about taking what he has out. He tends to be the person who wants to see it all out. I had talked to him about, you know, you've got some empty drawers. If this is all one category, could it go in a drawer? So I'm going to label the drawers. I'm not actually going to touch anything because you know how it is if you've got a pile of like, I paid this, I need to pay that, I need to look at this, and then somebody goes, whoop, that's upsetting. So I'm not going to do that to him. I would hate it if he did it to me. But I thought what I could do is label the drawers and then have a conversation with him. You know, could these categories work for you? Or should I get you like a little file thing? What would work so that, because that office is totally open to the rest of the house, it would be my preference not to see the papers out. But if there's no choice, it's fine. I'm not going to, you know, be that person who is mandating my adult husband. He doesn't need a mommy, right? He needs a wife. So, but I would like to see if we can come up with a compromise between the two of us where I see clean, and I've thought even about buying him a new desk because he picked that desk because I had that desk and it's small, but it shows everything. In fact, this one at least, I think this one used to be his because it's gray top. Mine was glass top, so maybe I should switch with him. That's an idea too. Either way, I'm getting off track. So I really want to get that room good and clean while he's not home. And I even have some things on the shelf, or yeah, on not the shelf, but in front of the window. And I'd like to go through that because it tends to get shoved out of the way, mostly because Woozy likes to hang out with him when he works. And so Woozy will lay up on the windowsill, and so he has to move all the pictures out of the way. But they were really pictures for when I had my office in there. So anyway, I'm just seeing how long I can make this intro. Let's get cleaning. Look who's ready to start. He came on out. You can sense it. Gotta clean up his little remains here, because he really loves this couch. Don't you, Leo? First, I want to see if I can pull this out. He has a lot of cords down here. So I got to be careful that I don't yank anything important. Okay, this goes to the treadmill. So that's fine. So I'd like to get behind here and clean. Super dirty. I mean, I'm going to run my hand on this cord and show you. Real life. These are the things you hope no one notices when they come by to visit. This was just running my hand on an electrical cord. Oh, okay. And then this goes to his power strip. So since he's not here and he's not running anything, I can undo that. All right. And then I'll wing this out, so I'm not unhooking any of his other cords. And then I can clean here and put it right back. Also, the treadmill's dusty. Me and my feather collections. I'm such a child. Super dirty. All right. I have my green, fresh cut glass. I love that smell so much. I could just snort it. I should make a candle of this. Actually, I was just talking to my daughter Rachel and about getting everybody a wax melt pot. We don't want anyone running candles in their bedroom. It just makes us nervous. And plus with the cats, Leo specifically, I don't want to worry about Leo getting his face on a candle or his paws. He tends to dip his paws. So I think we're going to go the wax melt route because they love it. The girls love having like candles and such and pretty smells, and I understand that, but I don't want to worry about the cats. This thing has like a ridge. Like, who planned that? Alright, now we can put a garbage bag in it, which it didn't have before. There's one thing off the list in that room. When was the last time this window was cleaned? I do not know, but I definitely need to go with a broom on the outside because we got like pine spills and stuff stuck up there. So my little feather collection's going. And then this piece of coral I got in the Bahamas when I went on my cruise with my sisters. And then I have a few seashells and a really smooth rock. So that can go in my office with my other little treasures. And these, ooh, a dead fly, isn't that nice? That's nice. I won't make you see that. It's a good time to get these clean. This is a painting that Rachel made of my parents, and then this is my sisters and my mother. This was actually just 2 months at the most before she passed away. So it's our last picture together. So this does belong to my husband, so I'll keep that there. It's a picture of me from when I went on the cruise with my sisters. And then this is mine. My sister gave it to me, and I love it. One of my sisters. I have 2 sisters. I'm the youngest of 3. I'm going to do the center panel. I'm not going to take these screens off. Honestly, I don't have the energy for it today. I should do it. But I'll put it on the list for another day. I love the sprayway, sprayway glass cleaner, but not when I inhale it. Don't love it then. I'm also not going to clean the blinds. True confessions. Not cleaning these, not cleaning the blinds. Let me know what you're working on today. What is your project for the day? So this, I would say, is my project, my cleaning project. So I like to have, there's the basics that I do, like emptying the dishwasher, getting the laundry going, which I haven't gotten the laundry going yet today. Just remember that when I'm saying it to you. Picking up, setting the house up for the day. And then I like to have one project a day. I might have 2 projects because I know I'm not going to be home tomorrow to film. So if I want to have a video for you for tomorrow, I need to do it today. I like to dry dust things before I go in with a cleaner. This thing needs to be sanded down big time. Whew, cat hair. It's flying through the air. I was going to use a microfiber for this, but I forgot to bring it over. I just have my Pledge. I also like the smell of Pledge. It reminds me of childhood. Some dust going on. Ooh, cobwebs. I remember my mother waiting for her ride to work. She carpooled with someone, and I remember her, she would dust furniture while she waited. And then she could just put the cloth and the polish down if they pulled up. She just was that person who bought every moment. All right, now I tried this new moisturizer I got in the mail as like a sample, and it's like sitting on top of my face. Feels weird. That is going to have to come down. That's going to have to come down and get washed at some point. See, if you get too close to things, you start seeing everything that needs to be done, which is a good thing and a bad thing. This was behind his desk, so you can see how absolutely dusty it is. So I'm going to take a microfiber to this. And then you can also see this being super dusty. And down here, I do vacuum this because Woozy gets on it all the time. He likes to lay on this. Yep. Can you see that? Lighting's not great, but woo! Nasty. I honestly don't know how this got in here. I don't think I did this. There, now that it's dusted, I can clean it. I find if I put cleaner on before I dust, it just ends up a bigger mess. So, I haven't done this in a long time. Definitely shows. I am trying to go slow, just so you know. Because I find now, if I go slower, I get more done. The franticness of going fast wears me out. I'm doing something I really don't like to do, then something needs to go in my ears. A podcast. I've even been listening to storm chasers because most of the time they don't actually find a tornado, so I can just watch it when they find a tornado, and the rest of the time I'm just kind of listening. With all that dusted, I'm going to do some vacuuming, and then I'm going to take a break and make lunch. I promised my daughter Rachel that I would do like a supper meal at lunch today, and so I'm going to do some chicken thighs and gravy and rice for her. Then she'll handle her vegetable, I'll handle mine. And I'm glad I'm doing it that way because it's going to help me tonight to get some things done because I won't be making a big meal. So I kind of forgot about it, and it is 11:45. So I'm just going to vacuum at least, behind where the desk is, and maybe dust the back of the desk so I can push the desk back in. And then I will get that going and come back. I decided to give it a wipe down too with just all-purpose cleaner. It's easy. Oh, look what I found. A pen. It's one of mine. Ooh, dust under the radiator. Oh my. Okay. So much. So much. This is why I had the fridge on my list. We are way out of control here. All right, so chicken thighs will also allow me to use up chicken broth, although I'll probably have to open another one. Maybe not. And then I'm gonna make a salad for myself. So I see my husband bought these, not quite sure why. I will use up our garden tomatoes that we have right now. And, oh, cut up onions and yellow pepper. Oh, I have this, I forgot. Oh, that makes life easy. But it's so funny because it's like veggie lovers. You notice what's missing? Any veggie besides lettuce. Good thing I have some stuff to put in there. All right, that's good. Ooh, these need to be cooked because they're about to go bad. So I'm gonna cook these. Just like a little, try to do a daily check-in of what needs to be cooked. And then I'm not cleaning this out now. Can you tell I'm just dying to just dig into it? I'm not gonna do it. It's not gonna catch me. It's on the list. It's okay. Talking myself off the ledge. I probably don't even need avocado spray, but just in case. I think the fat content is enough that it won't stick, but I don't know. I almost forgot rice because I don't eat it. I forget about it. Rarely eat it, I should say. So doing 2 cups of rice, so there'll be leftovers for the rest of the week. And I like to rinse. Oh well, I don't like to rinse it, but everybody likes it rinsed. So rinsing the rice. I just fill it with water, and then I kind of let the rice settle, pour it out, and I pretty much keep doing that until it pours clean. Another way would be to let it sit for a bit and then drain it, but I find this way works. All right, that's good. Fill it up to the 2 mark. hit white rice and let it do its thing. I'm trying to kind of pull it out more now since you guys told me that that's why my paint is compromised on my cabinets is my rice cooker. And I think you're right, because that's exactly where I put my rice cookers when I'm having a problem with the paint. Now that I pulled all that salad out, oh, my battery's dying. I pulled all that salad stuff out and I realized, you know what? I'm going to have my big meal at supper time. So I'm going to cook the chicken. She'll eat it. I'm going to put it in the refrigerator for me for supper, and then I'll make my salad then, because I'm not really that hungry. So I know at supper time I'm going to want like a supper. So I'm just going to wait. Okay, so what I do is I kind of brown the thighs in the frying pan, and then I let them cook a bit. Once they're cooked a bit, then I add chicken broth, because this is going to render. And then once it's done, I thicken it with cornstarch, which makes it gluten-free. And it's easier. Sometimes with thickening with flour, you can get that flour taste, because you're using so much flour to get it to the thickness you want. But that doesn't happen with cornstarch. So I just prefer to thicken my gravies with cornstarch. So kind of spreading it out so it'll brown, and then I'll flip them over. And then these are going to go in the freezer. So getting out the plastic wrap. And I'll wrap these individually, put them in the freezer, and then whenever we want chicken thighs, we can pull out however many we want and thaw it out. Rather than thawing out an entire package. This is especially kids growing up 101, you know. You never know who's going to be home, so then you can pull out for whoever is home, or if it was just you and your husband, or just you know, you could just be pulling out one or two when you go to cook. And that way you can buy it family pack and be working your way through it without it going bad. This is kind of weird, this little piece. Guess I'll put it with that one. I have two other thighs that were already in the freezer, and since I don't keep meat for a long time, I work through what I have. I'm not worried about putting, you know, different chicken packages together, because, you know, the ones that were already there, they're definitely not going to be expired when I'm eating them or we're eating them. You just turning it over, letting the other side cook. This is weird. It's like all falling apart. I don't usually have that happen. Whoever butchered this really butchered it. While that's sizzling away, I'm going to get the broccoli ready to go in the oven. And again, literally making this because it's got to be done. Maybe I'll make my other daughter, Ava, some broccoli Alfredo today or something with it. Or Rachel will eat it, or I'll eat it. Alright, I'm going to turn this down, add the chicken broth I have, and then I'm also going to add water. I think it'd be fine with some water. Normally I would use more broth, but I don't really want to open a new one and have another half one in the fridge. And then we'll just cover this and let it simmer. This lid does not fit, disclaimer. All right, back to the broccoli. See, I could see inside the bag that the ends were getting really brown. So when that happens, next is going to be the bush part getting brown. And I want to get it cooked before that happens. I can even see some signs that it was freezing in the fridge. I've had that problem. The temperature control gets bumped by people. And then it's too cold because of where it's located. It's not really the temperature, it's the humidity settings, I think. So hitting it with some avocado oil and salt, and then it's ready to go in the oven for about 15 minutes, 20 tops on 425.
With the water and cornstarch, I just put some water at the bottom of a coffee cup, you know, half a cup or so. And then I'm just adding a tablespoon and a half, 2 tablespoons or so of cornstarch. I mean, it doesn't have to be exact. You just want cornstarch, you know, to be in there so it'll thicken up your gravy. And then I'm going to whisk it into the gravy directly. Some people will take the chicken out. I just don't. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll move the chicken to one side, you know, see, it's just to give myself a little hole to work with. And then I'll move it around and I'll just keep doing that. I find that easier than taking all of the chicken out of the pan. And so I'll do this and I'll whisk it and then I'll leave it for a couple of minutes to thicken up and then it's all ready to eat. Here is Rachel's plate of lunch, and so that is her big meal for today.
All right, I have a little afternoon pick-me-up and a cup of coffee. And I'm going to label the shelves. I'm using a silver Sharpie and my pantry labels. So I got a big roll of these on, they're chalkboard labels, which I do like, but I don't like using the chalkboard pen. But I got these on Amazon, and it's a big old roll. I've been using it for a while. So I'm looking at his drawers and what we put in here. So, hello. Okay. So he has 3 drawers of electronics. 3 drawers of electronics and 1 drawer of paperwork, which I'm seeing is some stuff that needs to be in my file cabinet. All right. So I'm going to leave room to be able to put more on this. I might have him define it. Electronics, and maybe we can electronics go through it and put all chords in one, you know, I don't know. He's not like me. He doesn't mind like rifling through things, but and I'm a dumper too. I like to have categories, but I like to have categories. He's not as much into categories, I don't think, as I am, unless this is a category. Definitely a macro organizer, not a micro organizer, he is. And then I'm going to name, see, the one here I would name important papers should be in our file cabinet, so I'm going to ask him about that. I'm going to call one of them actionables. But I'd love to see it be like medical bills. Oh, how about one could be to be filed? Then I could be taking the papers out of the to be filed one and filing it for him, since I am the queen of the file cabinet. And so I'll do the top one is actionables. That's the only thing I am going to move, because it makes sense that the actionables would be more reachable. And then the bottom, to be filed. So that way, once he's paid something, he would put it in the to be filed. Okay. So I'll talk to him about those when he gets home. And the great thing about these, I can peel them off. I've done it before. They don't advertise that they're peelable, but they are. So if he doesn't like what I did, I'll just peel it off. No big deal. He's found his spot. Here's my inspector. He's like, oh, a clean space. What do you know? I think I'll just sit here and relax and watch the birds. Originally, I was going to clean this whole room, get under the cushions, the whole thing. But now I'm thinking it's more reasonable to just do this, like the immediate office area, and call it good and leave the rest, which will be pretty easy, for another day. Leo is in position. Woozy is getting his vitamin D. I'm going to do the door first. I'm only doing the inside because this is not porch day. So it's not going to look clean. I might have to, I don't know, maybe I'll have to sweep the outside. But I think I'll leave that for a day when it's not humid. Man, I'm going to have to put down the blind so I have to see all the spiders on the outside, all their webs and what they've done. When we get a new door someday, this will either be detachable on the inside or not present at all. Because, you know, individual panels, used to be all of my windows had the individual panels, the windows that were here when I got here that we kept until just, I don't know, a year or two ago. I think it was 2 years ago we replaced the windows, finally. But they were so hard to clean and there was no way to clean the outside of them because they had storm windows. So you're trying to reach up through the storm window, you know, with your arm. Oh, what a pain. All right, now all I have to do, is the actual door. I remember when we got this door, the door we had, it just didn't feel secure when we moved in, and I don't honestly remember what was wrong with it, except that when we moved in, the woman we bought the house from was renting it to a man, and they told us at the closing, if it were me, I would change all the locks. That would be the first thing I would do. I was like, okay, that's not comforting. And so my husband had a business trip to Connecticut, and his business trips always kind of spring up on him. He hasn't really had any much. I don't know that he's had any since 2020. If so, maybe like one. But they used to just spring up on us, and I was home alone, you know, 3 kids. They were 2, 3, about 2, 3, and 6. And not feeling safe with the door that was here before. And I just said to my husband, I'm like, I can't have you go and leave me here alone and go to Connecticut and not feel safe. So the night before he was leaving, he's in here we went and bought a door, and he's in here changing out the door. Was not the best night of all. But I felt safe while he was gone, at least. Or at least reasonably safe. It's funny how you change over the years now. It really wouldn't faze me that much. But when you have young children, there's just such a, need. I mean, there's always a need to protect your kids, but you feel more vulnerable when they're young. At least when they're older, you can all, go out the back door and run for your lives, but if you're trying to carry people out, that's where my brain goes. Okay, that was actually easy. Usually I hate to clean this door, but it wasn't that bad. I don't know why it wasn't that bad. But I'm not going to complain. This my husband uses I don't know, sometimes he just wants his work screen to be huge. It's just easier to see, easier to work. And so that's what he uses this for. You can use it as a TV still. I'm just going to move this long enough to clean under it. So I wasn't going to do that, but I do see it's kind of filthy. Where's my cleaner? I always set down my cleaner and then I can't find it. Man, the lighting in here, not good when it comes in the skylights. It starts getting harder to film. All right, I think this is going to be it. Just doing this. Project for today done. Actually, there was one more thing I might try to do. The one thing I have left, I was going to hang this on the wall, but I'm going to put it on the window ledge along with the picture of me that I had given to him. So Rachel painted this for her dad for Father's Day, and it was inspired by, we have a couple pictures, one with Woozy in his lap while he's reading the Bible to all of us at night. One is he was doing the Bible with all of us at night, and he was sitting on a stool, and Leo was on the floor just like looking up at him, like he, whenever I've shown pictures of Leo watching television. And so because he was doing the Bible, there's the Bible, she got this whole, I think it started with putting the gold around them, and then it kind of just morphed into making him kind of priestly. And so super cool. And so she painted this for him for Father's Day. So I'm going to put this on that window ledge, but we're going to be hanging it. But because I was going to use my command strips, but it's got this, so I know we have the stuff for hanging in the basement, but I just want to make sure I center it. And honestly, Robin's better at centering things than I am. So this and this will go back on the ledge, and then I'm done for today in his office. So this happened. It just completely fell off. I don't buy expensive frames. Oh dear. All right, so I guess I'm going to lean against the window. Like so for now. Till I get a new frame. That doesn't look good. Maybe I'll go like this. Husband and wife. Let me know what you're working on today. I would love to know in the comments section. Remember, as always, God loves you and I love you too, and I can't wait to see you next time.